career, life as celebrity bodyguard, coming up in Chicago. But before we even get to it, we got to talk about the Diddy in the room.
For sure.
Right now, I just got to get your take on it.
All right.
With what's going on in the world, because I don't want to say this just, America, but this is the world looking at America now and seeing what's going on, not only with Diddy, but all the celebrities that are being named and lawsuits that are coming out and people are taking it more serious now. Did you personally see this coming? And if so, how long ago?
Right. So me personally, I definitely seen it coming. Like 2013 was when I really first started speaking out about this, because he was booked to host an event in Chicago at a nightclub called The Vibe on 1534 North Kingsbury. I was head of security at this venue. And whenever celebrities would come through, the owner and the general manager, shout out PJ Khan and shout out Joey Vartanian, they would send me with celebrities after the club. So I ended up at one of his events, and a gentleman I used to work for, his name is David Arrington. He used to not work for, work with. He was a security like me, big, strong, intimidating dude. Come to find out, he was double dipping. You feel me? He was getting hired as a sex worker, and when I got to the event, he was there. And
as a bodyguard or?
No, he was there as a performer. Right. So that gentleman's incarcerated right now. He ended up killing his boyfriend, stealing his car, all type of stuff. So he crashed out. So that's how I ended up even knowing about this type of stuff. So, and when I got to the party, all the waitresses was topless. They had like...
You're the second person to say that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, everybody, the waitresses was topless. Like they had like dancers in cages, naked. I seen a few people had like lions on leashes and stuff like that. You feel me? And then once they came out to collect everybody's phones, that's when I said, I'm going to the car. Y'all got it. Because I see.
Let's dive into the recent courtroom drama surrounding none other than Sean Diddy Combs. Known for his influence in music and a high-profile lifestyle, Diddy is now in the spotlight for a very different reason, and things aren't looking good.
Do you know that to be true?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I seen some stills of some tapes being shot.
Now we live in the world of the deep fake and AI. Is it possible that could be created or crafted and sold?
So it's kind of hard to fake CCTV footage, simply because it's time-stamped and the pixels in that camera, any AI footage, the pixels is way higher than a normal camera.
For sure.
So, you got to take that into consideration.
I think I'm gonna Google everyone who has a $200 million yacht, and we gonna line this. We gonna get close.
It's hundreds of guys who got.
Okay.
Bro,
Yeah. Okay.
Rook, didn't you say you wanted a yacht?
Yeah. 200 million.
200 million.
I'm scared to get money now.
It's getting scary.
It's not the money that changes people, because if you a man who get money, you know that this money is a tool.
Right.
It's not your identity. And like, I'm sure there are things that you wouldn't do for money.
Right.
So it's not the money that changes people.
Rook always told me money only amplifies who you really are.
Yeah, you don't really know who you are until you get some money.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let you have anything in the world that you want. I'm gonna tell you what. Speaking of, we're gonna jump around this interview a lot, so we're gonna come back to things, but
Imagine this, Diddy, one of the biggest names in hip-hop and a true mogul, sitting behind bars and desperately fighting for his freedom.
Be with underage people, boy or girl. But it's like almost too many cases. What are your thoughts when you hear underage in Diddy in the same sentence of any type of contact?
People said the same thing about R. Kelly. You know, they said that there's no way, and it turned out to be true. What I've learned is, like the most, I've been to Billionaires Row. Like the most wealthiest guys I ever met have strange quirks, I would say. Like some of the richest dudes I know, you know, they like being tied up and things along those lines. And there are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he could rape somebody. You know, these are people who are not used to being told no. And like, I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months, the other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on.
Speaking of, we're gonna jump around this interview a lot, so we're gonna come back to things, but let's just stay with R. Kelly. You came up in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
You actually went to school with the victim that was on that tape?
Yeah, at Providence St. Mel.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, for what you know, because back in 2003, I think his case, he got acquitted in 2008, is because there was no victim.
Right.
From your knowledge of what you feel, why was the victim not coming forward in that scenario?
Money.
No, so we're talking about the 13-year-old girl on the camera?
14, man. Come on, man. Come on, don't do it. Don't do him like that.
That's 13-year-old.
See, people gotta understand something. I grew up around this guy.
Yeah.
My uncle is his personal pastor.
Oh,
so,
Picture this. Diddy, one of the biggest names in hip-hop, sitting behind bars, fighting for his freedom.
Carter Temple on 79th and Wabash. That was R. Kelly's church. He's been in my uncle's house. My uncle have taken me to where he was at to try to get him to hire me. And my first experience with him, I said I was good. Yeah, I don't even want to get involved with this. The man told me, now mind you, he stripped naked in front of all of us in the locker room, which is not too crazy in a locker room, but you know, everybody else got clothes on. He strips naked, and he tells us that he's getting ready to get married to music. He got a 7-foot-tall gold harp made. He got married to that harp in a mansion in Indianapolis. The man shooting from half court. Like, he got a whole team of dudes who they just get the ball and pass it to him so he can shoot from half court.
Oh, that's amazing.
And one of them little females was there with him that was on the TV saying,
Sure.
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, I seen her there.
Wow.
Before we hold on. I want to because before we get out too far into this, you play football, correct?
Yeah.
You suffered some head injuries, maybe?
Yeah, I had a few concussions. For sure.
Okay. But you are of sane, sound in mind, right?
Yeah, because I quit.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm asking you this because a lot of people believe that we draw certain individuals in and there's no validity to what they're saying. And we just grab random people off and for a viral moment.
Right.
But I just want everybody to know you're of sound mind.
Absolutely.
Cause
They know it.
Like I'm not under the act that some people are under.
Right.
You can visit my YouTube channel, Big Homie Vlogs, and I got several receipts on that on my YouTube. You can see my client list. You see the first check I ever got paid was $420,000 for doing this job. So
Very
like,
transparent.
if you see me right here, you getting fat. Like I'm not about to embellish or invent details. You know, everything that I'm gonna say can be fact checked. And yeah,
So speaking of facts, R. Kelly
It's almost surreal, right? A mogul who's been at the top for decades, now facing serious allegations, court battles, and some shocking claims.
I've seen some stills of some tapes being shot.
Now we live in the world of the deep fake and AI. Is it possible that could be created or crafted and sold?
So it's kind of hard to fake CCTV footage, simply because it's time stamped and the pixels in that camera. Any AI footage, the pixels is way higher than a normal camera.
For sure.
So, you know, you got to take that into consideration.
I think I'm gonna Google everyone who has a $200 million yacht, and we're gonna line this. We're gonna get close.
It's hundreds of guys who got.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Bro, yeah.
Before we get out of here, bro, I just gotta ask you. So there's a lot of tapes that Diddy has made. Who do you think's on these tapes?
90 terabytes.
If you could maybe give us a celebrity, or maybe one, or maybe two.
Trey Songz on one of the tapes.
I said it.
Damn, nigga.
I knew. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, one of them tapes.
Trey Songz on.
Two more names that you might think is on the tapes.
That nigga said 2 more.
Yeah. If anything, again, this is just hypothetical. We don't know none.
Yeah.
Who would you say, celebrity-wise, you might think be on the tapes? Is Leonardo DiCaprio, you feel, on the tapes?
Yeah. But he'll buy that before it ever come out though.
Oh yeah, they got that kind of bread.
Yeah, he'll buy that before it ever come out. Cause they pass, and that's the thing. Like, you know, they pass certain laws, like that revenge law.
Yeah.
That ain't about no OnlyFans models, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's for situations like these, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's some type of something going on, bro.
Protect some people.
The Baby was the biggest rapper. Remember that?
Yeah. The biggest.
You go for 300,000 first week.
Here's the background. Diddy was arrested on September 16th on very serious charges, including trafficking, racketeering, and transporting individuals for illegal activities. He's been held in the Special Housing Unit at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, a far cry from the luxury lifestyle he's used to. Diddy has pleaded not guilty, but his legal team is up against a massive federal investigation with a lot of evidence.
And I could even justify it by saying the person who brought her to me that you and I both know.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that on another occasion.
Right.
Because at this point in time, I think I owe you that.
I don't even really.
I know you don't
I
care.
don't care about that, Jack. I want you to sing my song.
My point is this. I believe my witness, and he knows what he knows.
Right.
But regardless of all of that, there's always spaces in between every story.
Right.
Now, maybe she saw somebody else that looked like Christopher Williams. I can only tell you what that woman said to me.
And she could think that. She could really think that because they look so much alike. Back then, with the curly hair, light skin, the whole 9 yards, it wouldn't be far-fetched. But
if your ignorant ass call me a crackhead again, I don't give no fuck. I'm just gonna make flyers of all of that shit from Kohl's with them goddamn JBLs. And I'ma hand it out at every show you do that you try to call me a crackhead because I ain't never smoked no crack.
Oh my God. And y'all got me on the couch with this.
I just want everybody to know that nobody's lying. You're not lying.
No, I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
lie.
lying.
Yeah.
His story isn't any less valid than my story and vice versa.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about the little details and pay attention to the big picture.
Always.
Big picture is, at the end of the day, regardless of that story, there are other stories about Puff using sexuality to enslave other men to get them to do what he wanted them to do for his purpose. Now, maybe it wasn't Christopher Williams, but I could think of about 5 other dudes that I could say right off the top of my head right now that I know that to be true.
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
reloaded. You gotta see that.
When I'm away from you, boy, but all I seem to do is cry. But then when I see you, boy, my, how the time does fly. I don't know if you need and love me too. Ooh, the way I love and needed you. But I hope that we can be together soon. I hope that we can be together soon.
Y'all don't know nothing about that.
I hope that we can be together soon. Can we make it real soon?
Yeah.
Can we make it real soon? We got it. Come on.
Diddy's team has tried twice now to get him released on bail. First, they went before U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnofsky, who believed releasing Diddy would be risky due to alleged issues with substance use and anger.
Somebody doing something, bro.
It's something. Somebody got a button they can press.
Yes.
And make some shit shut down. Yeah.
Somebody ain't like what he says. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, let me press that button.
Watch
let me
this,
show you.
though, bro.
I'll show you, but I can tell you. All right, so, big homie, let me ask you, what do you feel like is going to happen, let's say, within the next 3 months to 6 months? Diddy has a trial in May 25th or whatever, if it happens. Yeah, 2025. What do you feel is going to happen in the next 6 to 7 months leading up to this trial? Celebrities, lawsuits, I mean, everything seemed to be crashing down in the hip-hop industry. What do you feel may happen or come about?
If Trump wins the election, the Epstein list is going to come out. That list comes out. If that list comes out, if he's able to stay alive, which I don't think he will be able to, not getting a life sentence is going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
But when a nigga like Diddy hits the yard, when he hits the compound, I mean, isn't he made already?
He's going to be on the PC yard.
Okay.
He'll never hit General Pop.
Never. Nah, never.
He's going to be on high power for sure.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, he won't have a choice.
You think they gonna free Thug?
He should come home.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
He should come home. He should be able to come home.
Yeah.
Whenever they change the judge for being biased,
this shit nuts.
well, you see the new judge they got, that lady, like
She ready to go to the crib.
she's like, hey man, every time I come in here, y'all gonna got shit going. And she had it like this, like what the? It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good.
And then why do you think, not why you think everybody's so happy Big Meech come home, but why do you think when Big Meech came home, everybody think there's like a whole bunch of money, like it's gonna be a BM?
You know, like
Imagine that. One of the entertainment industry's most powerful figures being denied bail because the judge didn't think he'd be safe for others or able to avoid witness tampering. Judge Tarnofsky felt that even a high bail wouldn't guarantee public safety or that Diddy would return to court.
Life as celebrity bodyguard coming up in Chicago. But before we even get to it, we got to talk about the Diddy in the room. Right now, I just got to get your take on it.
all right.
With what's going on in the world, because I don't want to say this just, America, but this is the world looking at America now and seeing what's going on, not only with Diddy, but all the celebrities that are being named and lawsuits that are coming out and people are taking it more serious now. Did you personally see this coming? And if so, how long ago?
Right. So me personally, I definitely seen it coming. Like 2013 was when I really first started speaking out about this, because he was booked to host an event in Chicago at a nightclub called The Vibe on 1534 North Kingsbury. I was head of security at this venue. And whenever celebrities would come through, the owner and the general manager, shout out PJ Khan and shout out Joey Vartanian, they would send me with celebrities after the club. So I ended up at one of his events, and a gentleman I used to work for, his name was David Arrington. He used to not work for, work with. He was security like me, big, strong, intimidating dude. Come to find out, you know, he was double dipping. You feel me? He was getting hired as a sex worker, and when I got to the event, he was there. And
as a bodyguard or?
No, he was there as a performer. Right. So that gentleman's incarcerated right now. He ended up killing his boyfriend, stealing his car, all type of stuff. So he crashed out. So that's how I ended up even knowing about this type of stuff. So, and when I got to the party, you know, all the waitresses was topless. They had like...
You're the second person to say that.
Yeah, that's okay, yes.
Diddy's team didn't back down. They appealed to Judge Andrew L. Carter Jr. this time, offering a $50 million bond backed by the equity in Diddy's and his mother's homes in Florida. They even surrendered passports to show he wasn't a flight risk.
And we know Yo Gotti is a multimillionaire, owns with all the things that he owns, and would we say he's in the upper echelon of the? Can he exist in these spaces?
Let's Google Yo Gotti's net worth.
You got it? Oh, yeah, I'm pulling it.
Okay, they got it listed as 100 million.
Yeah, so if your net worth is 100 million, you probably have 50 million liquid capital. So let's put something in perspective.
Right.
Elon Musk is donating $45 million a month to Donald Trump's campaign.
That's wild business.
So in 2 months, he's donated Yo Gotti's net worth to Donald Trump's campaign. So that should give you some perspective.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. I haven't really met many rappers with money. Like most rappers that I meet are living middle class. Right. If you see them with the 200,000 stack, that's all they got.
Right. Yeah.
For sure, that's all they got.
Why do we? Because you know, this particular platform was built off of the love of hip hop and music.
For sure.
But it's hard to run a business off hip hop and music.
Yeah.
So why is it that rappers are so broke?
First and foremost, you gotta really think about it. Remember that song by Birdman? What did he say? I got everything in my mama name.
Yeah.
Come on now, that's just poor money morals right there.
Right.
And then most of us come from a street element. So, you know, you can't just go down to the bank and buy $1 million house without getting indicted. So like, you know, the rap game is entertainment. Like, I remember when the gangsters would take their homie who's not a killer, but he can rap. This our rapper, we pushing behind him.
Right.
Now they want you to be a killer, a robber, a drug dealer, and a rapper. It's all.
But Judge Carter also sided with Tarnoff's guy, rejecting the bail request. You can imagine the frustration in the courtroom, especially for Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, who had assured Diddy he'd fight hard for his release.
Whenever I think of P. Diddy, I think of just a rap mogul, but you don't really look at him as having all these connections with all these different facets of, as far as out of entertainment, like, is hip hop music really that ingrained in so many different levels of life to where you have a person like P. Diddy associating with a head of Nike, or just, like, I'm just saying, for an example, like a nigga like Moneybagg Yo, I wouldn't imagine if he get taken down like somewhere in IBM. There's the head of IBM is stepping down,
right.
Or the head of Calvin Klein is,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, how ingrained is hip hop into other fields of industry?
Right, so hip hop culture is the biggest culture in the world, first and foremost. But there are tiers to hip hop. Now, Diddy was able to work his way up into the private sector where you're rubbing shoulders with other CEOs, other business owners, other heads of media. So the situation is, you're not gonna see Moneybagg Yo at a political fundraiser. You'll see Diddy there. See what I'm saying? So I've been to fundraising events. You know, they might have some artwork for sale. The opening bid for some of the artists is gonna be $1 million. So you go Moneybagg Yo, probably getting 40, 50,000 a show. He's signed to somebody, so he's not gonna get his streaming revenue. He's not gonna really own his masters. So that's why you see him signing other artists. Like, most rappers are just simply financially not on the level to be able to impact that community of people.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what that's.
And no disrespect to Moneybagg Yo,
Salute Moneybagg Yo.
Yeah, he's an awesome artist. But speaking to that, the murder of Young Dolph.
Yep.
And we just watched his killers get their time. But they also implicated CMG.
This rejection was a dramatic moment for Agnifilo. He walked out of the courtroom visibly shaken, which is rare for a high-profile lawyer like him.
Significant value, Queen.
It's nice to see you again.
It's great to be seen, and you look amazing.
Well, thank you. Yes, do you, sir?
Thank you
like
so
the little
much.
pop of color going on here,
Thank you.
and the serious valuables you're rocking as well. I did not know you were a fan of Venom.
I'm not only a fan of Venom, but I'm a huge fan of Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
One of the most incredible actors in the world, to me. And obviously to a lot of others, which is the reason why he not only does such an amazing job in Venom, but I think it's an understatement to say how incredible he is in all of the other films that he does.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, I was blessed with the opportunity of being able to really get to establish a friendship with him, creatively, personally, just being able to get on the phone, chop it up, get advice on things.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm always trying to, find the right opportunities to get into myself when it comes to film and television.
Yeah.
There's really no greater friend and teacher and mentor that you can have, outside of like a Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And I have several favorite actors and acting coaches and just people that is trying to just help guide me in the right way to finally be able to evolve in the film and television space.
Are you in this film?
No, I'm not. But I had the fresh, incredible, amazing opportunity to do a commercial with Tom Hardy for the film to promote the film. And it's available for everyone to see now, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I thought I saw you pop up on his feed, and I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? I love, so you're just basically, you're planting the seeds, so whenever Venom and Spider-Man cross paths, maybe we'll see Busta pop in there too.
Yeah, they'll probably have a nice new villain or hero called the Dragon.
Oh, is that gonna be you?
I mean, I've been the Dungeon Dragon since, the inception of Busta Rhymes, but it will hopefully be me, God willing, when that incredible Marvel universe
I know what you're doing there. We're just putting it out there, y'all.
decides to just find a way to get that Dungeon Dragon character in the Marvel universe.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta speak it into it.
Agnifilo, who's handled big cases before, seemed rattled by the magnitude of this one. He later told the press he's doing everything he can to bring this case to trial quickly because of Diddy's inhumane living conditions in the detention center's special housing unit.
Prostitute and actress meant the same thing in 1865. If you were called an actress, that meant you were a prostitute. See, it's the evolution of the...
Yeah.
Look at Young Miami. Look at that girl. Diddy brought me to my womanhood. Diddy, and I just said, baby, you need to work this out. You need to figure this out. Has everyone now that she's being named Denise Losu's now figured out that this is a acting ass liar?
Yeah, I'm still
Drea Kelly talking.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on her saying I like to get peed on and,
And that's supposed to be normal.
Yeah, to normalize it for the world at least. I'm like, damn, keep that between
Funny
you and
thing is, the 13-year-old girl who R. Kelly peed in her face on that video after having, statutory, whatever he had. Well, think about that. That was glorified.
Correct.
That video was everywhere. And now we got girls say, oh, I love it when he pees on me.
Yeah.
Do you see the evolution?
Yeah, that video the DVD was being sold like...
First time I saw it was in a music studio.
Damn.
Like every other industry porn. First time I saw Paris Hilton's tape, A Night in Paris, was in the studio. The first time I saw Mary J. Blige being gang raped on camera at Death Row after hours was in the studio. Why would all of this illicit be in a place where music is supposed to be being created, energy, why would all of that be happening? Why would these things be hitting there before they make it out there to the world? If it wasn't working hand in hand to begin with.
Now, there's a viral video going around where Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are sitting there.
This claim is a direct critique of the system. Imagine Diddy, once used to lavish parties and private jets, now in a place with little privacy or comfort.
World during a career that spanned decades. Tonight, fans are mourning the death of the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Well, during the height of his career, he was arguably the biggest celebrity in the world.
Sure was, and boy, did his death this afternoon come as a huge shock. Michael Jackson was just 50. He died after suffering cardiac arrest. Just moments after news of his death, tributes and vigils began. New at 11:13 Wham's Elizabeth Schubert is live at WDKX, where a musical tribute took place tonight. Elizabeth?
A lot of fans tonight calling in to WDKX. They're sharing their memories of Michael. They're also requesting many of their favorite songs. And WDKX, certainly the station to listen to because they're playing all Michael Jackson songs all the time.
Interactive at WDKX.
WDKX on-air DJ Atu Trammell was at work when he heard the news.
It's not a rumor Michael Jackson has died. Can't believe Michael Jackson died. Cardiac arrest.
He knew he had to do something.
We're gonna take over the radio with just Michael Jackson, period.
So he changed the station's entire music lineup, replacing it all with songs by the King of Pop.
Can you please play I'm Gonna Rock With You by Michael Jackson?
He took requests and played his favorites. Looking on, Wake Up Club co-host Tariq Spence. He's still trying to figure out how to put Jackson's death into words.
How do you put it in perspective somebody you grew up with could be the last true American icon? I mean, it's just, there's no really words for it.
For Spence, Jackson was more than a performer. He was an inspiration.
Everybody wanted to moonwalk. Everybody wanted to win the dance competition using Michael's moves.
Tariq Spence also said something that really resonated with me. He said, when people of stature die like that, so suddenly, you don't really know what to say, you don't really know what to do. And that's the kind of response that we've heard from fans of Michael Jackson tonight. Now, not only is WDKX playing all—
It's a major fall from grace, showing just how serious the government is about these charges.
He said, and what's going on with him has been going on long before him. Now, his father was a government snitch and a bad actor in the criminal world altogether. The woman that they're saying is his mother was a prostitute and a whore. But there's whispers in the streets of Harlem that Diddy's mother isn't alive. Not his biological mother, that woman is his aunt.
Whoa.
There are whispers.
Wait a minute.
There are whispers. Diddy's story is so convoluted, but nobody really likes talking about who he was before he became Puffy. Nobody, like, I would love if I could be granted an interview with him. To interview Diddy now in his most raw state about his life up until the age of 15 only. We gotta learn how to stop making Diddies. What made him him? Now, his pedigree, he comes from rat background. His father was a rat, snitch. Not revered. He turned on Frank Lucas, who was the king of Harlem. And yet, Diddy was able to, siphon off enough of that juice, just enough to get people, but he needed Gene. Think about this. Gene was more of a father figure to Diddy